Welcome to the Civic Hub. The Civic Hub is a shared community space for grassroots and small nonprofit organizations working to make lives better for everyone in Waterloo region. Partner organizations come from a range of fields: environmental justice, democratic reform, arts and culture, anti-poverty, anti-racism, human rights, ethno-cultural and newcomer support, technology, peace and nonviolence, spirituality, and well-being. On the show, we welcome one of our partners to the Civic Hub. One of the major partners in the Civic Hub is St. John the Evangelist Church. And today we have Alan Coughlin from St. John the Evangelist. Alan, welcome to the Civic Hub.
Thank you. It's great to be here. It's also great to be part of the Hub. So we are very excited. A few years ago, we met with Trudy regarding space for the Social Development Council.
That's Trudy Bone.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she had a vision of the Hub at that time. And so we thought that if that could happen, that would be phenomenal. So we worked at getting some space situated for the Social Development Council, and then eventually Alex was able to get some funding for that.
Yeah. Social Development Council has been moved around a fair bit, having to
Yes.
find various different venues as churches have closed down, as rents have become unaffordable in municipal buildings.
Exactly.
And so now they're here at St. John the Evangelist Church.
Yes. And we're very pleased.
Yeah, I think Social Development Center is very pleased at the arrangement as well.
Yeah. So we also have, I was involved with the Community Kitchen Cooperative, Kitchener-Waterloo, which runs from this church and the certified kitchen that we have. So it's a cooperative that a dozen people are involved with at this point to provide a space for cooking, for kitchen and cooking classes in terms of how to make cakes and pastries and things like that. Also, we're trying to provide an area where we can help an entrepreneur get a start in the city to test some food and things like that.
So if someone wanted to set up a business of lentil balls incorporated, this would be the place to do it.
Yeah. So we have in our board we have procedures and things like that we're developing, so that it will be an appropriate space where those small entrepreneurs can get a start, and then once they're launched, they go into the community and use facilities that they can afford to rent there.
And so the Civic Hub has a small kitchen that's just down the hall from the lower parish hall, but that's not the kitchen you're speaking of.
No, we have a larger commercial kitchen on the upper level where our gymnasium is, and a place to have community dinners, etc. So within the kitchen co-op, we've been able to run a few of those community dinners and provide food for people that wanted to attend. So we have a Facebook an account, so you can just find us there and see what's going on.
A Facebook account is specifically for the community kitchen?
It is, yes. Yeah.
How did the community kitchen get a hold of the Civic Hub?
We knew that they were here, so basically we thought that it would be to our advantage as a cooperative to become part of that hub family, and so we did that, and we now meet once a month in a space that's provided for us. And we also, each of our meetings, we have food.
Yes, with a kitchen there, you can't avoid that, can
Exactly.
you? And of course, as always, for any meeting that I've come to, food is always an icebreaker. If,
it is.
Yeah. It gets people communicating. It gets people working together. It's a social lubricant.
Yes.
And St. John's, the church itself, has made the space available for the Civic Hub, the Lower Parish Hall, a
Yes.
large space.
Yes.
We're sitting in one of the classrooms right now.
Yes. Yeah, it's about 2,000 square feet
My goodness.
that we've got set aside for the hub and the Social Development Council. So it's very good, well done in terms of how much use there is.
Yes.
It's excellent.
It isn't just a single room for a single function.
No.
I've seen as many as 3 different groups in here all at the same time
That's
doing
right.
their own things. A small
Yes.
business meeting in one corner, a huge art built in the center, and
Yes.
maybe a small presentation somewhere else.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does the Civic Hub, the idea behind the Civic Hub, mesh with the philosophies of the church?
Oh, it's very much part of our reaching out in terms of the community and our neighbors. It is very consistent with our values as an Anglican church.
Yeah. I imagine the church has things like a peace and justice committee, an outreach committee.
We have many members of the church that are that gather in terms of climate action, reaching out to the community. Preston was involved with the safe injection location.
Preston Parsons, he's the
Yes.
pastor?
The minister.
Minister.
And,
Minister for St.
and
John's.
he'll speak soon. I believe he's got a segment here.
So
I don't want to take too much of his talk, but yeah. So we're very pleased to have Preston, and our involvement through all of that. Also, as you know, St. John's Kitchen was here for 20 years.
Yes, which is why it's called St. John's Kitchen.
Exactly. And so we're very pleased that we had some involvement in that, and that it feels part of our identity.
Yeah, as I was driving up here this morning, I noticed how close the current location for St. John's Kitchen at the corner of Weber Street in Victoria, how close that is to where the church is on the corner of Water Street.
That's right, yes. Last summer we had the kitchen here for 2 weeks while they were renovating their washrooms. So it was a great way to reestablish those connections.
Yes.
And there are many that use St. John's Kitchen that have a real connection to our church.
Yes. Because, like I say, it's pretty darn close to
Yes.
where the kitchen has its main facilities.
Exactly. Yeah.
How did you get involved? How did you get involved in the church? How did you get involved in the community kitchen?
Oh, I've been involved with the church since the mid-'90s. I brought my children here and went to Sunday school and was very important to me because that's the way I grew up in the Niagara Peninsula at an Anglican church. So it just felt very normal. So I met my second wife here, and we actually had our wedding here.
Yes.
And we enjoyed inviting the entire congregation. So it was a lot of fun.
And so, apart from just being a congregant, you're involved in some of the committee work and some of the
I was
administration?
what we call a warden, which was one of the leaders of the church during the mid 2010s. So I'm very involved with helping make it work.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, as a warden,
Yes.
you were instrumental in setting up things like the venue for the Civic Hub.
Yeah, at that time, I was just rolling off as one of the church leaders, but I was still very involved on the committee that for use of space that brought things together.
Right.
David Whitfield was the catalyst with actually talking with Trudy regarding the move to St. John's from Trinity.
Yes.
For the Social Development Council. So we're very, very pleased that things work together.
Yeah. How long have you been a warden then?
I was a warden for 5 years.
For 5 years.
Yes,
Okay.
and that ended in 2014,
Okay.
15, yeah.
Okay. But your involvement in the church is still ongoing.
Oh, of course.
Saw you
yes.
upstairs earlier
Yes,
today,
yes,
setting up and taking down and moving
Exactly.
things around.
Yeah.
So what's that role?
That's because I'm familiar with being able to put together some of the audio. I also take care of the boiler in terms of the steam and
Okay.
stuff like that in relation to one of our main persons that are on vacation right now.
Okay.
So I'm kind of taking place in that. So there's lots to do here.
Lots to do. And are you
We have something like 27,000 square feet total footprint of the
Yes.
church and parish hall and rectory.
It is a large church.
It is.
Surprisingly
Yes.
so. And
Yeah.
I've generally only come in the side doors and come down to the lower
Exactly.
parish hall to do things
Yes.
within the Civic Hub.
Yeah.
But today I was up
Yeah.
in the gymnasium. Is that the upper parish hall?
Yes, that's the upper parish hall.
Where the kitchen
Yes.
is as well,
And,
and-
the stage and,
Yes.
and all that. And in the 70s, that's where, before community centers came along, that was where there were basketball tournaments. We had change rooms, the whole works.
Yeah.
So
Basketball nets are still up there.
they are. Yes.
How do you see the future of the church? From what I understand, congregations are declining everywhere.
I think that as we reach out to the community and our neighbors, I think that will still be a very important part of our community. So even though things do decline, I still see a very important role for us.
Right, and that is exemplified here by hosting the Civic Hub, hosting the Social Development Center,
Exactly.
the community
Yeah.
kitchen,
Yes.
all those things.
Yeah.
What do you see coming up in the future? I mean, the Civic Hub is well established at this point, I think.
Yes. It needs to do its work to bring various groups together, and we'll see that over time. And I see us as being a great partner to facilitate that.
Right. Our congregants of the church, are they taking part in some of the Civic Hub organizations?
I believe some of them do.
You said some environmental groups.
Yes, definitely the environmental group in that, and of course the kitchen co-op.
Oh, of course, yes.
So we're just there's many things that can happen in terms of the hub.
Right.
Yeah.
What's happening in the kitchen in the next little while?
Well, this is our time that we, because we are just launching in terms of getting those procedures done and things like that. This is our time of applying for grants and doing that paperwork so that we can map out what will happen later this year. So it's dependent on the grants that we can acquire and to move forward.
So the community kitchen itself is its own nonprofit organization.
Exactly. It is a not-for-profit. It does not rely on money from the church at all. What it does do is it's able to complement what the church does here, along with other things like because we were involved in both Waterloo and Kitchener last year, we were able to work through with some cooking, etc., at Rockway Community Center, as well as at Wayside in Waterloo. So we're finding our feet, and it's really cool.
Yeah, I'm surprised to hear that the community kitchen organization is writing grants and making applications, because that seems just such a foreign thing.
Yes,
you're thinking of what people at a kitchen would normally do.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's the board members and the other members of the interested parties that want to see this kitchen be successful. So this is one of the ways that we can do that.
Right. How big is the board?
We have 6 members of the board, and we have other volunteers that come and go as are needed. Plus, when we have funds, we can hire a kitchen coordinator, like we did last year.
Oh, and what's that
That
role?
function is to be a cook and to organize a dinner and to cook it.
And to manage the different groups that want to come in and make use of the kitchen. Because I understand that other groups have come in to use the kitchen as well. It isn't just the community kitchen itself.
No,
that
it's not.
uses the kitchen.
No, it's they're not under our umbrella as users of that kitchen at the church, but they definitely have the ability to rent time at the kitchen and do some cooking.
Right. What sort of groups come in?
It can be university groups, and it can be a small business that needs that particular space for that time.
Okay. So, and available for rent?
Yes, it is, and that's through the church secretary in the office. Yes.
Right. So how do we get that? If I've got an event?
So there is a website for the church, and just call them on the phone number that's there,
Right.
Or email to the church, and that will show on the website how to contact.
And they'll direct that
Exactly.
call to the community kitchen.
Yeah, not to the community kitchen, but to the people that are in charge of renting the space. Yeah.
Okay. Have those links on the website.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What events do you know of that are coming up in the community kitchen?
Okay, so we will have a climate dinner this year, as well as a few community dinners that will originate in our upper parish hall, and we will send out Eventbrite notices to our friends, and we'll also be on the website. And we'll have a board outside the church that'll say community dinner on such and such a date.
And these are drop-ins?
Yes. Yeah. It's just if pay as you can or not.
Okay. Yeah. Lots of food available?
Yes, food is available, yeah.
Yeah, I participated in one of these dinners probably about 2 years ago, making lentil balls.
Oh, excellent.
I make lentil balls everywhere I
Yes.
go.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah. And partway through the cooking part of it, we got here early afternoon to start preparing the food, and halfway through that process, there's an announcement that, one of the other community dinners that's taking place has closed.
Yes,
and so we
I
had
remember that.
all these people who were left expecting to get dinner and nowhere to go, so we invited them all over.
Yes, exactly.
Must have doubled or tripled our expected attendance.
Yeah, it did.
Ran out of lentil balls, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
But it was a wonderful community experience.
It was.
Everybody coming in together. And I imagine it was people getting together that wouldn't have otherwise met.
No, exactly.
So again, this is before the Civic Hub existed.
Yes,
but it was the same sort of.
It was the same model. It was a community dinner and come.
Right. And everybody does.
Yes, that's right.
So, any other particular communications that we can get to the community kitchen?
I think if you just keep posted, the community kitchen will grow and it'll expand. So just keep watch.
Keep watch.
Yeah.
Yes. Any other things that you'd like to pass on? The experience of being part of the Civic Hub?
Yep. Part of being at the Civic Hub is just phenomenal. It's a group of diverse people and groups that get together, and you never know who's sitting beside you, and strike up that conversation.
Yeah.
Good.
Always good to do that. Alan Coughlin, thank you very much, and welcome to the Civic Hub.
Thank you very much.
You've been listening to Welcome to the Civic Hub, where we welcome community partners to the Civic Hub. The Civic Hub is online at civichubwr.org. You can reach the Civic Hub by email at info@civichubwr.org or by phone at 519-579-3800, option 3. Welcome to the Civic Hub is produced at the studios of CKMS FM 102.7 Radio Waterloo and airs Fridays from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. The show is sponsored by the Social Development Center of Waterloo Region. The executive producer is Alexander Petrovich, and my name is Bob Jonkman. Some funding for the Civic Hub is provided by Heritage Canada through the Community Support, Multiculturalism and Anti-Racism Initiatives program. The theme music is A Good Bass by Kumiko from the Free Music Archive and used under a Creative Commons CC0 license.